Hey friends, today I'm reading another new book I just got. It's called Girl on a Motorcycle. It's a true story about a woman named Anne France Dothville. I'm not sure how to pronounce that properly. My French isn't that great. But she, in 1973, was the first woman to get on a motorcycle and ride it around the world. And back in 1973, this was very unusual for a female. So this is a little story about her trip. The illustrations are just beautiful. And the author's name is Anne Nevesky, illustrated by Julie Morstad. And the woman in the book is still alive. She lives outside of Paris. She's in her 70s. She no longer rides her motorcycle, but she is still an adventurer. And I think this book is really cool because it talks about the way people are all over the world have so much in common, and that basically people are good. That doesn't mean bad things don't happen, and there are some people who do bad things, but people are good. And if you give them a chance, they'll show you that. And I think it's a really nice book. I hope you like it too. Girl on a Motorcycle. I really like these illustrations. Paris, 1973. She wants to write and to wander. She dreams of wandering the world, to go elsewhere. Elsewhere is defined as in or another place, somewhere else. So one day the girl gets on a motorcycle and she rides away. Here's the Eiffel Tower. She wears only what she needs: a helmet, goggles, a leather jacket to keep out the wet and the cold. She carries her life in a hand-sewn clutch and 2 saddlebags. What to pack? A pen, a sharp knife, a blank book and lipstick, a bathing suit, a pretty white dress, a pair of sandals, and a toothbrush. She also brings a toolkit with wrenches, a tire iron, clamps, Allen wrenches, keys, pliers, screwdrivers, oil cans, a tarp, a gas can, a coffee mug, matches, a sleeping bag, bungee cords, a fork, a spoon, tape, bandages, scissors, antibiotic, aspirin, and eye drops. Bandages and tape for when she falls, and she will. I forgot to mention that when she took off from Paris, she was 28 years old. A little voice says, "It's dangerous to go around the world all by yourself. It says you will miss your cat, your clothes, and Mozart." Another voice says, "Be quiet, listen to the road." And so she does. She listens to the road, and the road says, "Vas, go." She cruises around to Champs-Elysees. She loops around the Arc de Triomphe, and she waves au revoir to the Eiffel Tower. And then she takes off into the world. Canada. The girl and her motorcycle take a jumbo jet from Paris to Montreal. Sometimes the only way across an ocean is to fly. She sends a message back home: "I am alive." And then she fills her tank with gas and she heads west. The open road is wide and shines like leather. For days she rides, passing through towns like Maniwaki, Michipicoten, and Saskatoon. At night, she parks beneath trees at campgrounds. A good place to sleep. She washes up in service station sinks. Strangers bring her coffee. Some people smile, others stare. A girl on a motorcycle is a big deal. After dinner, she sets up her tent and makes a fire. How to make a fire. Stack the wood like spokes of a wheel. Make sure the logs are airy, not too high and not too low. Gather kindling. Strike a match and cup it with your hands. Blow gently till the kindling catches. Morning smells of damp earth, grass, and wildflowers. The air thick with mystery, moss, and strawberries. So she is right here. And it's kind of interesting for people to see a girl alone on a motorcycle in 1973. Especially one from Paris. And she's in Canada right now. She passes snow-capped mountains. Everything is wild and beautiful. The farther the girl goes, the fewer people she sees. The more trees. Soon there is no one, no signs, no cars, no electric poles. The road is hers. She is all alone, but she is not afraid. She's free. The stillness is broken only by the hum of her motorcycle engine. At the end of the day, the girl pulls off the road. She dresses up and eats at a roadside diner. A plate of thick pancakes with extra syrup and a butter for $1. $1 is $1. Some nights it rains. Drops tap her makeshift tent. She plays cards and writes to pass the time. Other nights it is clear, and above her stars sparkle and spin, planets form and galaxies swirl. One night in the Yukon, she floats in a warm pool that glows like a mirror. She can feel the earth turn. Above her, Aurora Borealis, a whirl of colorful light connects the girl in the heaven. She closes her eyes and she flies. At the border between Canada and the United States, a large sign welcomes her. The girl and her motorcycle fly from Anchorage to Tokyo, and from Tokyo over the Indian Ocean to Bombay. India. Bombay is vibrant. The road charges with trucks and buses, rickshaws, ambassador cars, cows, festivals, and kiskase, which means all kinds like what else? She's very brave. Anyone's brave to take adventures alone, but especially a female back in 1973 all alone. That was so unusual. Elephants. Outside the city, the road opens up. The sun is warm on the girl's skin. Her motorcycle engine purrs. She rides beside ruby red passenger trains, waves. She passes mud houses and carved palaces. Women in the field, their saris curling about their feet like flower petals. Now, I remember in 1973, there was no such thing as computers or cell phones. So these were things that she didn't get to see a lot of before. You know, we can look online and see anything we want to see. She couldn't do that. And she also had no way to be in touch with anyone without a cell phone. So she was truly out there by herself. Her bike runs out of gas. Her bike breaks down, needs to be repaired. When her motorcycle stops, the girl stops. It takes courage for a girl to live this way. She finds a shop, waves to mechanics. Some fix her broken bike for free. She pays them with hand-drawn hearts and handshakes. Girls in pretty dresses make henna drawings on her hands. She shows them how to make hennaed hands into wings. They pepper her with questions. Who are you? Where did you come from? Where are you going? Proudly, they guard her bike. On her way to Delhi, her motorcycle breaks down again. So she takes a train, drinks a cup of tea, and writes as the world passes by. How to drink tea in India. Tea is called chai. Chai is milky and sweet. Drink it from a small clay cup. Smash the clay cup on the ground when you are done. Trains are a nice way to travel. People in the United States don't travel by train as much as they do in other places, but trains can be really fun. Afghanistan. Tonight, Kabul. Soon, Kandahar. Faraway places the girl once dreamed of, and now, here you are. She takes the Khyber Pass. Some believe the shortest route from point to point is a straight line, but the girl and her motorcycle love curves. When her motorcycle is happy, the girl is happy. She descends into a lush valley. A river, wide, vast, and blue as a sapphire, flows beside her. She takes her heavy boots off and puts her feet in the cold water. So here she is at the very bottom of the picture. She crosses a hot, dry desert. Ribbons of dust unfurl behind her. Dirt stings her eyes and sun burns her skin, and air vibrates with heat. She falls often. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes not, but she always gets back up. She arrives in Kabul at sunset, everything rose-colored. She treats herself to a cold drink. There are no signs on the old road to Bamiyan. Her motorcycle breaks down again and again, going up the last hill. Sometimes the only way up a hill is to climb. What awaits at the top is worth it. Carved into the ancient pearl-colored cliffs above her are two giant Buddhas, 16 centuries old. Now a century is 100 years, so these are 1,600 years old. Inside, there are stairs and rooms. Let me see something. Yeah. Inside, there are stairs and rooms, the sandstone still warm from the day's sun. The girl climbs from the Buddha's feet to the top of its head, where she can see the entire horizon. The guide leaves her alone. I wish you all the happiness in the world. The only sounds, clothes rustling, an insect. The only sounds, breathing, her heart beating. It just might be the most beautiful moment in the girl's life. It is the end of September. Fall is in the air. She will need to leave soon. She will never return. Early in the next century, these Buddhas will be gone. So sadly, the Buddhas were blown up by a group called the Taliban, which is really, really sad. They were very important and a big part of history. And now they've been destroyed forever. And when something like that is destroyed, it can never be recovered. So she was lucky she had the chance to see them. In Kandahar, the flowers smell like honey. A boy gives her a just-picked pink zinnia. A girl with gray eyes and red cheeks takes her hand and shows the girl her school, her home, her family. At the market, scents of meat, cardamom, cinnamon, gasoline, the girl bargains for silver jewelry. At a tea shop, she takes off her helmet, releasing her long brown hair. She is the only girl there. She writes letters home and shares her cake. Assalamu alaikum. Outside in the dirt, the girl draws a picture of the Eiffel Tower, a cloud and a bird. Where I am from. She spreads a map across a table. A small crowd gathers. She points where I am and where I want to go. On the way out of town, she blows a tire. She pulls to the side of the road to patch it. A truck stops. A group of men steps out. They help her change her tire. Her motorcycle is tough like her. How to change a tire. Remove wheel. Let air out of tire. With your boot, loosen and lever the tire from the rim. Lever new tire onto rim and in the right direction. Inflate the tire. Turkey. A pink sunset is a gift to the lone girl on a motorcycle on the way to Istanbul. Here a bridge connects the east to the west. The girl and her motorcycle cross from one continent to another. The sea sparkles below her. One day she will write a book. She will tell the world, it's hard, it's hot. I learned a lot. Children run after her bike and shout, hello, hello, mister, mister. Some are curious, others shy. Yes, I am a girl. Children run after the bike and shout, goodbye, goodbye. Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, Hungary, Austria, Germany. Whole countries pass by. So these are the places she was riding her motorcycle through. Miles and miles of open road. Time passes and doesn't. The girl is mesmerized. I want the world to be beautiful, and it is beautiful. I want the people to be good, and they are good. Home. Sunburned, bruised, and beaming. The girl arrives home on a cool gray day. Paris is the same and it is different. She is the same and different too. The girl and her motorcycle have traveled thousands of miles. The pages of her passport are decorated with colorful stamps. She wears the world like a beautifully embroidered scarf, all the places she's been and the things she's seen. You can see the Eiffel Tower again right there. The world is beautiful, the world is good. When she closes her eyes, the girl can still hear the road. Elsewhere is just a little bit farther. Now, I think I mentioned at the beginning of the book that her name was Anne France Datheville. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Datheville? Here she is for real. I don't know if you can see her very well. Here she is again. So she was the first woman to ride a motorcycle across the world. And again, it was in 1973, and that was very, very unusual. If you like this book or like to adventure, there's a whole section about her and her life. So she's still alive, and she lives right outside of Paris, and she did write a book, and she was also on the cover of New York Times Magazine back in 1973. And here's her last picture of her on her motorcycle. I hope you like the book. I mean, I like to learn about people that are kind of obscure and people I wouldn't usually know about. And I hope you have a nice holiday, and I hope you get to have some adventures. You probably won't be riding your motorcycle across the world, but that doesn't mean you won't still have some adventures. So happy reading, friends.